Cylinder heads. These are your cylinder heads, Barry, for the Silhouette II. These are 140 heads. They have 2 intakes for the carburetors, but most importantly, they have larger valves than a standard Corvair head. And then what we've done is put deep seats in here, new stainless steel forged swirl polished valves, bronze valve guides. We've surfaced the heads, milled the valve cover rails, heavy duty springs, a 5-angle valve grind, and we repair all the thread holes, including sheet metal and spark plug holes, valve cover holes, and such. So this is a fully remanufactured head. It is not a simply cleaned and ground valve job. It is a completely rebuilt head. The next thing is the engine case. Again, I wasn't going to use your engine case. We're starting with a new one. About 4 hours worth of prep work here, Barry, including glass beating. Obviously, we mic everything first and check its integrity before we spend any time cleaning it. But then we glass beat it, we chase all the threads. It's a known commodity by the time we start assembly. We have a proprietary counterbore that we do here on the case bolts. There's large case bolts that bolt the case together, and they have a propensity to leak through there. So we've developed a proprietary system for putting O-rings in there. So it's a little just extra added quality. This is your crankshaft here. I'm going with a standard crankshaft. It's a forged crankshaft. It's not been machined. It's been micro-polished. It's within spec at standard. This is also the new cam here, and then our own billet cam gear, which is much better than the stock cam gear. And that's made up in Burbank, actually. Then here we're running reboard cylinders. These are 30 thousandths over with rebuilt rods, new pistons and rings, obviously. So at this point, we're about ready to start through the final assembly on the engine. Once we do that, we'll focus on carburation and get this thing buttoned up with your transaxle. Okay, this is our chassis here. It's fundamentally set up on a Corvair, what we call the K member. The early model Corvair K member, as you can see, is if you will, your keel, so to speak, and everything is built around that. Same with the front suspension. One of the things about the Corvair that was unique for production of American automobiles, it was a unit body car. So the Corvairs were built by Fisher Body. The rear suspensions, the Unipack, and the front suspension were then added at Chevrolet. So it lends itself to this type of modification very well. It's a compartmentalized type of setup. So as you can see here, you've got the Corvair front end. Essentially we're talking about 4 bolts, and the whole front suspension drops out. So whether you're using it for a dune buggy or for a custom car like the Silhouette II, it's a very adaptable suspension and rear suspension and drivetrain. So obviously somebody spent some spent some good time doing a very nice job building this chassis. They finished the welds. It's registered, and it's ready for the drivetrain to be installed.